The purpose of the Edgren step test is to test the participant's agility. Agility is the ability to explosively stop, change direction, and accelerate again. The use of the Edgren step test is to determine the participant's ability to move with precision and speed. This falls under the agility component of fitness.
The equipment needed in the side step is a flat non-slip floor, yardstick or tape measure, a stopwatch, combs, or tape.
For the setup of the Edgren side step test, you will take a tape measure and spread it 12 feet out. Once you have done this, you will place a cone or tape at 0 feet, 3 feet, 6 feet, 9 feet, and 12 feet.
Before performing the test, your client needs to be taken through the full range of motion to get their muscles ready to perform the test. This is the only warm-up that's needed.
The Edgren side step test is a very easy test to administer. Once you have the test set up correctly, which should be having a cone or tape, whichever you have available, placed at 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12 feet apart for a total of 12 feet between the two outer cones, have your client or the person you are testing stand behind the middle cone, which should be placed at 6 feet. Once they are behind the cone, you will need to have them assume the athletic stance. This is that their knees should be bent, their feet should be shoulder-width apart, and they should be facing forward with their hands to the side. After assuming the athletic stance, they will go from left to right as quickly as possible for 10 seconds. You will see how many times their feet cross over, and that will tell you how good of an agility they have. They will need to go to the outside of each cone. So this means they will need to take the inside foot they are starting with and take it to the outside of each cone on the left and right side. Once they've completed the 10 seconds, the test is over.
To administer the modified Edgren side step test, you will only need 3 cones placed at 0, 6, and 12 feet. You should still have a total of 12 feet between the two outer cones. Your client will need to start at the middle cone. Once here, they will need to assume the athletic stance, which is feet facing forward, knees slightly bent, and feet shoulders width apart. Their whole body needs to face forward during the whole test. They will need to start here and go from left to right. They will only do this once. They need to make sure they take the inside foot all the way to the outside of each cone on the left and the right side.
The most common mistakes made during the Edgren sidestep test are crossing your feet over when shuffling from one side to the other, not facing forward, not assuming the athletic stance. This is where your feet should be shoulder width apart, your knees should be slightly bent, and the last mistake is not taking your inside foot to the last cone or last piece of tape all the way to the outside of it. When scoring the Edgren sidestep test, you will have looked at how many times the person you are testing passed by the cone or piece of tape. Every time they pass by a cone or piece of tape, that is 1 point. After you have calculated this, you need to go back and every mistake they made, such as crossing their feet, not being in the athletic stance, not facing forward, that is -1 for every mistake they make. After you have subtracted the mistakes from the total number of times they've passed by a piece of tape or cone, you take that number and multiply it by 5. After you've multiplied your number by 5, you need to take the total number you get there and go look at the chart and see what category they fall under, and it's divided into male and female. You take the number and you go across the chart, and above each number it tells you if they fall in the poor, fair, average, good, or high category.
Let's say you have a client taking the Edgren sidestep test. They pass by the tape 11 times but make 5 mistakes, so their score is 6. You will then need to take this number and multiply the number by 5. This will give you the score for their agility. We will then take this number and look at the chart and see the category their number falls under. It should fall under fair, poor, average, good, or high. So this example, the client would fall under the poor category.